I'm glad my block was there. I went to sit down and then partway into my descent, I was actually questioning whether or not I had put a block in place. Anyway, it's there. That's good. Good morning. Hello. Happy Sunday. Happy May the 4th, which if you're a Star Wars nerd like I am, this is an exciting day. Um, so yeah, and I I just realized that I look extra charming this morning. I just got back from a fairly large walk with the dogs, and it is raining and misty and foggy. And anyway, I look like I've been spending some time in the outdoors. So because it is May the 4th, and because I am a Star Wars nerd, I wanted to do a class today that it's a different approach to thinking about what we call in the yogic world, prana. So we talk about prana. I probably don't talk about prana much, but from time to time, people in this yoga space will talk about prana. And prana is our kind of life force energy. We we pull it in from all around us, and we can kind of run it through ourselves. It's what spins our little wheels that we call chakras, and we can shoot it back out to the universe. And so I've always thought that there's that interesting kind of relationship between what we call prana and what the Jedi masters and the Siths of the Star Wars universe will call the Force. So growing up as a kid in the 70s, Star Wars was everything. We always talked about, use the Force. And that's really all of that good, well, if you're a Jedi, the good kind of unseen, maybe untapped energy that we have to focus and develop and use for all of these great things. So today's practice, you can use the Force if that's what you want to do, or we'll just be focusing on prana. The first thing we're going to do as we kind of settle into the practice today is we're going to just do some quiet breath work, settling into a seated posture, maybe lift the chest, bring the shoulders back. And I want you to check in and just kind of take a read on where your energy is at today. And that doesn't just mean physical energy, it means that life force. And the best way to measure it is kind of like, do you feel like you could take on stuff today, or do you just need to, like everybody needs to stay away? That's kind of my barometer for it. So just closing your eyes, breathing deeply, and noticing. So going into your own self, into your own being, and just take a peek, take a read. And then as you're kind of noticing how you are in this moment, again, without judgment, think about how you normally might shift your energy. And I'm often two extremes. I'm often really I feel like I don't have good prana and I kind of feel draggy and maybe I just want to be on my own. And then other times I have too much. I'm bouncing off the walls. I need to tone it down. So think about where you are at kind of more often than not. Think about if your prana is impacted by time of day. Think about if your prana is impacted, positive or negative, by your kind of physical environment. And then as a last piece to consider, think about where you want to take your energy today. Do you want to pull in energy? Are you having one of those Goldilocks moments where it's just right? You want to keep it like it is? Maybe you need to throw it off. Whichever kind of place you land based on how you assess yourself, anything is possible. You just have to know how. And the physical postures of yoga are a great starting point, but they're not everything. But they are where we are now. So that's what we're going to focus on. Let's open the eyes. Let's sweep the arms up into the air. Stretch your hands up, stretch your fingers, circle your wrists. And as you're circling your wrists, start to kind of bring the arms slowly down. Makes me feel good. Jeff's on guard. And continue to lower the arms down while doing your wrist circles. And then before your hands land on the mat or the floor, switch directions with the wrists and switch directions with your arms, moving back up. Good. Give a big stretch to your hands. And then gently let the arms come down. Good. Let's gently roll the head from shoulder to shoulder. Roll the shoulders back. Nice. I'm going to bring fingertips to one side, connecting with the floor. So think about energy coming up into the body. The other arm's going to lift up into the air, reaching, reaching, reaching. And then crossing the midline. Take your time here. Just let everything open up. Come all the way back up. Bring the arm down, fingertips connect with the floor. Other arm comes up, reaching up nice and high. And slowly crossing over the midline. And then coming all the way up, stretch that arm, release it down. So sometimes these initial stretches are super important because when we think about the physical practice of yoga, doing these different postures, what are you digging for, buddy? What we start to do is think about pulling energy into the body or expressing it out again. And as it flows through us, it spins these little wheels. Sometimes, however, we have the energy already within us. It is here. We have it stored. We have it tucked away. But sometimes by stretching, we just start to move it. So it's not coming in, it's not going out, it's just moving around. All of these complexities. Right, Ted? All right, let's pop from here onto our hands and knees for a little bit of cat-cow. Just having a moment with Ted before I go any further. Let's start here, nice and tight through the core. Let's bring the head and the tail up slowly, slow, deep breath in. And then exhale, rounding the back. Inhale, head and tail lift. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, head and tail lift. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, breathing out. Exhale, rounding. Good. Bring your toe knuckles together, pushing back into a child's pose, sinking down, just really gently reaching forward as you start to lower towards the mat. Move back to the hands and knees, flip your toes under, pushing up and back to your first down dog. Down dog, you can be still, you can bend one knee then the other, kind of moving around a little bit. And then walk your hands back, rolling up slowly. Think about kind of pulling energy all the way up. Big reach to the sky and bringing your arms down. Nice. Bring your shoulders back and just add a little bit of a roll here. And as you start to deepen the breath, maybe go bigger with those shoulder rolls. And rolling forward. I'm laughing because I hear my husband's car warming up. And his life force energy on a Sunday morning comes from browsing at Canadian Tire. I like my practice better. Let's bring our feet under the hips, shoulders back, and very slowly start to sweep up, taking a deep breath in, connecting your hands over top of the head, looking up and lengthening here. And then exhale with a bit of force, kind of pushing down. And as you push down, just soften through the knees a little bit. So we're getting taller. Inhale up. Exhale. A little softening in the knees. So we're going to keep doing this. Inhale, getting taller. Exhale. A little bit deeper in the knees. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale, pushing into those feet, rising up. Maybe the head tilts back as you look at the hands. And exhale. Even further down. Inhale. And exhale. Fingertips are dragging on the floor now. Inhale up. One more. And all the way back up. And bring the hands to the heart. Roll the shoulders down. Good. Take a wider stance with your feet, shoulders back, hands come to just the top of the butt. We're going to do a little bit of a standing cobra stretch. So the chest is going to lift up, your chin and neck are going to lengthen, your head's going to tilt back. We breathe in, pushing into the hands, arching the back here, and exhale slowly back up. Go again, inhale. Exhale. Do a few more of those. Inhale. Exhale. Go again, inhale. And exhale, good. Release and relax your arms. Going back to what we were doing last week, I'm going to invite you to do this really super attractive stretch with me, where we start to pull the chin back as far as we can into the face, while lengthening through the top of the head. There, you can see my hand. So we pull back the chin, pulling up through the crown of the head, and we're going to do that a few times, and then we're going to tilt it back. So relax your arms, maybe hands to the hips. I'm going to have fingertips on my chin. So push the breath out. Then inhale, guiding that chin back. Keep breathing in. And then exhale, relaxing forward. Good. We'll go again. Inhale. Keep going back, 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 back. And exhale. Inhale, back, back, back. And exhale. This time, come all the way back. And then the head comes back just a little ways. Let your shoulders drop. Come back forward. Hold this position. We're going to come back again. So leaning back with the head. And forward. Let's do 2 more of these. Back we go. And forward. Back we go. And forward. Nice. Soften through your knees. From the waist up. A little bit of a twist. Let the arms swing. All of these pieces that we're doing right now are really intended to kind of clear blockages. So whether we're trying to release energy or pull it in and flow it through, we want to kind of get any barriers out of the way. And start to add a head looking over the shoulder. Obviously, if this hurts, don't do it. Let's slow it down. Roll the shoulders. Bend through your knees, almost like you're about to sit. Shoulders back, palms up, elbows down. And I want you to push and pull back. So push, push, tight through the core, push, push. Trying to keep the core really steady. And keep those arms tight alongside the body. Breathe a lot as you're doing this. Maybe a deeper squat. See if we can keep going for a couple more breaths. And coming up, roll the shoulders back. Good. Keeping the feet where they are. Take a big sweep up. Inhale. Hands connect together, palm against palm. Start to lean into one side. Stretching here. Enjoy this. Coming all the way up. And moving in the opposite direction. All the way up. Rolling the shoulders down. Good. Give a little shake. Think about how you feel right now. And things that I'm looking for are, some of this work is getting a little bit harder. So maybe I'm feeling like a little short of breath. But I don't feel for myself, I want to do more. So that's a sign to me that I'm kind of clearing some of those blockages and energy is flowing. Because when the energy is flowing, you usually want to do a little bit more. Hands to the heart. I'm going to weight bear on one leg and I'm going to bend the knee a little bit. This time, we're going to add a little bit of a different range of motion. I'm lifting my other foot off the floor. And as I open my arms out, taking up space, I'm sweeping that leg around behind and back forward. And then down. So the whole time I'm doing that, the foot is lifted off the floor. I'm going to move forward a little bit. I know it might be hard to see what I'm doing. Let's do that again. So I start with my hands together. Weight bear on one side, slight bend through the knee. As my hands come apart, my foot is coming back. Good. Come back to center. I'm going to move to the other side. Sweeping back. And forward. Connecting. We're going to go back and forth, side to side. There's no right or wrong way to do this. Really kind of explore the space. I'm going to try and do a couple more here. And I can tell that the good time to kind of move on to something else when my balance is being impacted. So toe knuckles are tightly pressed together. Legs are tightly pressed together. I'm going to pull up. Core is tight. Shoulders are back. Arms are going to drop and hands are going to come into my sides. Chin is lifted slightly. Think about tucking the tail, pulling up and back through your core. Close your eyes here, breathe deeply, and you want to feel like your shoulders are pulling back, your chest is lifting, and the fingertips are pulling down the sides of your legs bit by bit. Get to kind of what you feel the full extension of this posture is. And then I want you to hold it here, making tons of little tiny adjustments as you breathe deeply. So here's some adjustments I'm making. I'm keeping my heels on the floor. I'm holding on with my toes. I'm pulling my shoulder blades together. I'm smiling. I'm breathing as deeply as I can. And then soften. Good. And just step out of it a little bit of a shimmy shake. Good. Okay. So, well, I really appreciate that the physical postures of yoga can almost within like 10 minutes change how I physically feel, either by allowing me to pull in energy, redistribute energy, move some blocks, or whatever else I need. But sometimes you have to do more. So, for example, I got up this morning, I was feeling a little crusty. Shocking, I know. But I went for a really nice walk. And for me, one of the best ways to restore kind of my life force energy, not just this, but also getting outside. I've learned that I need to be around water. I need to be around trees. And at this time of year, hearing the birds singing in the morning is like a shot of amazing, amazing vitamins. I feel so good when I hear it. And it's almost as though when I hear it, everything in my body comes to life. So the more you can figure out what those things are for you, the better equipped you are to shift that energy when you need to get rid of it or when you need to pull it back in. Okay, back to the physical postures though, because that's where we are. We're going to do a great little energy sweep. We've done this before. And again, this is a quick way to change the energy within yourself. Let's start with our feet fairly close together. It also involves a bit of balance, which is a nice way to tap into mindfulness and stop the chatter. Join me in sweeping the arms up slowly, taking in a deep breath. Connect the palms and then slowly bring them down as one leg comes up. Slowly releasing this. And move to the other side. This is going to be my inhale, sweeping up as the foot comes down. Exhale, hands to the knee. Inhale. And exhale. Really lift the leg up as high as you can. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, I'm adding some space here. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Go again. Inhale. And exhale. And releasing. Good. That little flow pulls energy from below, it pulls it from above, and it kind of gets those wheels circulating. Now, we're going to keep the energy held. We're going to do that with the tree pose. And because it's a balanced posture and it requires concentration, that allows us to block out the rest of the world. So that act of mindfulness also keeps energy within. It keeps your thoughts within. So bring your shoulders back. We'll start with the second position of the tree. So this is the first, but come up to the calf, just beneath the knee, shoulders back. So we're creating a mudra with the leg. So this is an energy lock. So think about energy coming in from the foot, circulating around. Energy is going to flow up. But we're going to lock our hands in place around the heart center. So we're really kind of keeping everything in this area. Get nice and tall, really use the hip of the supporting leg. Make sure you have a deep, deep breath. From here, slowly lift that leg up, grab a hold with your hands, pull it up, shoulders are back, really lengthen your supporting leg. It's probably talking back by this time. Do a few more deep breaths. Slowly releasing, good. Sweeping the arms up, connect the hands. Slice down in front, so we're forward folding, bring that energy down. We're gonna kind of throw it on the floor, drop your head, take a couple of breaths. Sweeping back up. And releasing, nice. Let's move to the other side. Again, grounding through one leg, bring that foot up, pressing into the calf is pressing back. Kind of aligning everything else up to make this a great posture. Hands come to the heart. Again, we're keeping the energy within. Deep breath. And just focus on how this is feeling. Embrace the challenge. Hopefully it's a challenge. Embrace the challenge and block out that dang world. Getting wobbly and tired, you're exactly where you should be. And very slowly start to lift that leg up, pull it in, shoulders back. Taking a few more breaths here. Pulling out every last bit of energy. And slowly releasing, sweep the arms up. Connect your palms, maybe lean back and then slice down. Touch the floor, a couple of breaths. Sweeping up, grab some fresh energy, and then bring it to the heart. Shoulders down, and just shake out anything left that you don't need. Beautiful. So let's do that again. This time you have a choice. You could come back to the second position of the tree. You could do first position, which I hate, so I will not be joining you in that. For first position, we just slide the foot up so that the toes are off the floor. I find this really awkward, so I won't do it. I mean, I will, but not this morning. I'm going to also invite you to consider maybe you want to do the third position of the tree pose, which would be lifting the foot all the way up. Everybody's different. Everybody has a different comfort zone. Third position is mine. Now, you're going to need to do a little bit of a quick check-in with yourself. And I want you to try and figure out where your energy is. Are you at a point now in the practice where you're like, huh, I'm coming to life. I got some energy to get rid of. Or are you still kind of doing that Sunday morning vibe where you're thinking like, I could have had another cup of coffee and maybe I need all the energy I can get from myself. And neither answer is wrong. If you feel that you want to keep the energy for yourself, then I encourage you to return to a mudra that's close to the midline of the body, locking stuff in. If you are ready to shoot lightning bolts out of your fingertips like a whole bunch of little lightsabers, then you could either bring your arms up into the air, keeping the hands apart, or maybe the arms come out to the sides. Think about throwing this energy out to the universe. Whatever you feel like is the right thing to do. So we'll start with whichever version of the tree you want downstairs, first, second, or third. I'm going to go to third. And I think I want to keep some energy in right now. Make a little bit of a deposit to the prana bank of Barb. Again, keep that breath deep, nurturing and nourishing, and let your mind just be at peace. So if you're comfortable, release that leg. Again, we're going to pull it up and back. Shoulders are back, nice and tall, really lengthening through that supporting leg. And then gently releasing down, sweeping up. Nice stretch here, lengthening. And this time I'm swan diving down. Still going to bring fingertips to the floor, drop the head. Slowly sweeping back up. And bringing the hands back to the heart. Beautiful. We're going to move to the other side. Now, if you did a second position with your legs on one side, you don't have to repeat it on the other side. Do whatever is comfortable. But again, think about where you are for energy. Do you still want to lock it in? Do you want to throw it out? It's always up to you. So when you're ready, move into whatever version of the tree you like. Few more deep breaths. Slowly releasing that leg. If you can bring it up to the tummy or the chest, go for it. Let's release slowly down. Let's sweep up. Huge sweep with the arms here. Leaning back and then swan dive forward. Lead with your heart. Touch the floor. Hang out. sweeping up. Connect the hands and bring everything back to heart center. Nice. It's interesting for me when I actually take the time to do my own practice. And I try and do like a couple of mornings a week, not as much as I maybe once did. It's also a beautiful time of year, so I like to do a big morning walk before I have to go to work. Plus, dogs like that too. But even if I can get in like 15 or 20 minutes on the mat early in the morning, it feels really good. And that starts my day with this really, that constant cycle of check in, check in, check in. How am I? What do I need? Which is kind of a nice way because many of us hit the ground in the morning thinking about what everybody else needs. So I'm not saying selfish, but I am saying if we're not nurturing ourselves, we will be depleted of that life force energy. So I was thinking when I was in the third position of the tree pose, which is my favorite, but keeping my hands together at the heart, which is not my favorite in that posture, I love to have my arms out. This was harder for me, but that's what I needed. So sometimes the balance is understanding what we need and understanding that even if it's harder, the outcome is going to be more supportive and more nurturing. So that's my moment of wisdom for you today. Okay, we're going to do, I think we have time, just a few moments here. I want to move you in and out of a little bit of work with Warrior One. And Warrior One's kind of fun. And again, thinking about a very brief kind of couple of postures to put together to kind of help you either build some energy or throw out some energy. So we're going to be coming into Warrior One and then expressing something else from that. So we're going to be moving into a Warrior Three variation. And then we're going to do a leg extension, which is really physically hard. And then we'll just settle down to our mats. So I'm going to start at the bottom of my mat. Nice and tall, hands to the heart, feet flat on the floor, like not on the toe base. Let's move the left foot out on a slight angle and the right leg is going to step forward. Sink into that lunge. Take a moment here to just breathe and let your hips be cool with everything that's going on. And then we'll sweep the arms up, making this a full Warrior One posture. So this is a great pose. When we think about pulling up energy from the ground, it's coming in through both feet, connecting at the root chakra, coming all the way up. And then we're shooting it out, kind of our hands are guiding through the crown. So this is a very good kind of energizing, strong, resetting posture. Okay, we're going to shift this. Start to pull the hands towards the heart while you lift that back foot up. I like to bring it forward. And then we're going to lean into a variation of Warrior Three. So I'm going to keep my hands together at the heart. You want to bring that leg and that foot back as far as you're comfortable with. Keep breathing. Bring that leg back forward. Bring your arms back up into the air. And we're going to reverse this all the way. So step back onto that toe base, sink into your Warrior One. Bring the hands to your heart. Step back, feet together. Take a couple of breaths. Other side. Right foot out on an angle. Left foot steps way forward. Sink into the lunge. Again, I'm just taking, I'm taking a moment to let my old hip open here. Let's bring the arms up, full warrior one here. Make it tall and proud. And then pull that leg forward as the hands come back to the heart. Tipping forward. Create a version of warrior three. My version included holding onto the sofa. Keep the breath strong. I'm going to pull that leg back up and through. Bring the arms up into the air. Step the foot back. Warrior one. Hands to the heart. Step the feet together. Take a breath. We're going to do this one more time. And we're going to go from, well, I'll show you. But we're going to add a leg extension. And by a leg extension, all I mean is we're going to extend our leg forward for a few counts. It's hard. You're going to have to breathe. Give it a go. Here we go. Sweeping up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Shoulders drop, ready to go. Right foot out. Left foot forward. Sink into your lunge. Make it a warrior one. Hands to the heart. Leg lifts. Make it a warrior three. Bring the leg back through. Arms come back up into the air. Extend that leg forward. Take a few breaths. And then bring the leg all the way back. Step into your warrior one. Hands to the heart. Left foot steps back. Left foot on an angle. Right foot steps forward. Into the lunge. Extend your arms up. Hands to the heart, lifting that leg up and through. Warrior three. Coming back up, pulling that leg, arms in the air, extending that leg, flex the foot, nice and tall and strong. You can do it. Couple more breaths, smile. And then step that foot back, warrior one. Hands to the heart. Stepping back. Woo! Oh my goodness. That is a good one. Join me in taking a really nice wide stance. Are your legs screaming at you? Mine feel like there's a lot going on. Shoulders back, and my breath is a little bit more rapid. That's good. So that little tiny flow, think about that. You could fit that in a few short minutes. Think about how your body feels. It really feels like some stuff's been going on. And sometimes that's just what we need to bring in the energy, throw it around into a new spot, get off a little bit of extra that we don't need, and then settle into calm. So let's sweep up. Exhale, forward fold, fingertips down. From here, I'm going to walk towards one foot as I pivot my feet and move into a lunge. And then I'm going to step back into a plank. Knees come down. I'm going to uncurl my feet and toes. Arms are pulled in nice and tight to the body as I lower down. Because I just realized we haven't done any cobras. So this is where we are now. Hands come out to the sides. And please join me breathing in, lifting up. Head comes back. And then down. Keep moving through cobras at your own pace. Maybe it's just a baby cobra. Maybe it's more. And I'm going to do one more and then move on to my knees and move back into a hero. I invite you to sit on your heels, sitting on the feet. Let your shoulders drop. Chin's a little bit lifted here. Take some deep breaths and do a really quick check-in with yourself. How's your energy? And then from here, drop down onto the bum. Onto the back. Let's bring the left knee in, stretching out the right leg. Switch to the other side. When we get to this part of the practice, it's really normal to feel tired and a little kind of dozy, maybe a little bit relaxed. And that's okay. That's your body kind of taking any of that energy and kind of nurturing. It's that soft feeling as you're kind of being, when we tuck ourselves into bed at night and prepare to doze off, that's kind of how it should feel right now. Let's bring the left leg over the right, knees are bent, just pulling stuff in, maybe rocking side to side a little bit. Then switching legs. Releasing here, extend your legs right up into the air. Point your toes. And flex the feet. Arms stretch up into the air. And then let your shoulders clunk back to the ground. Slowly start to soften into dead bug. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. Let the energy in the hands and feet kind of run back down into the core of the body. And then slowly bringing down arms and legs. Take a comforting position for Shavasana, whatever works for you. As you rest in the Shavasana, I'm going to invite you to join me in a little bit of breath work. We did this technique last week, and it's really, really powerful. We're going to be breathing in for a count of 4. And then as we exhale, we start at 4 and we get longer on the exhale. You really have to get every last bit of crap out of you. And we're going to wrap up with this because this is a chance. Anything that you've kind of shaken up, stirred up, this is our chance to let go what no longer serves. So start with me breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4, and out for 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4. Out 2, 3, 4, 5. In 2, 3, 4. Out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, and out for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Breathe in deeply. 1, 2, 3, 4, and out slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Return to a normal breath. Move your head from shoulder to shoulder. And pull your arms up over top of the head, stretching up. Stretch out your legs. Wiggle your fingers and toes. And then grab a hold of your knees. Give yourself a hug. Embracing the amazing person you are. And then move to a seated posture. As you sit, notice how you feel. And think about if you shifted energy, if you pulled in energy, if you got rid of energy. But understand that whatever that change is, you created it. That's a little bit like being a Jedi. So with that, I say namaste. May the fourth be with you. And I can't wait to see folks in a week's time. Thanks for doing this practice with me and for honoring my nerddom. It's something I don't always get to share.
Thanks, Barb.